What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday. We are here for Game Status Report, not Fan Friday just yet, but I know your little asses can't wait because I can. You sickos out there, you've been tuning in with some great comments. All your topics you've been bringing to the table, these Fan Fridays have been amazing this week, so I hope to see you live later today for that. But right now, we're going to go through the game status reports for both teams, the Eagles and the Cowboys, and take a look at their updated depth charts. We'll talk about what these things mean, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing, all the things you're doing to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough, but let's get this bad boy started off here. Week 9, Eagles, Cowboys. We've got the Eagles inactives and all that great stuff. Well, who's out and all that stuff. The inactives will be out during the game, but you know what I mean. So out is Grant Calcaterra, Bradley Roby, Boston Scott, and Cam Jurgens. So you can see in green on Friday what changed. Calcaterra was limited today, but still out. Jordan Davis moved to full participant. Jack Stoll and Milton Williams as well. And then Bradbury showed up on the report limited. Now, if you tune in, you see that he shows up every once in a while here, pretty much every week in a limited capacity. So not a big deal. No game status designation there. So only 4 players are out for the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's take a gander at the step chart, talk about what all of this information means. So here is the reserves list. And I saw this misreported yesterday. A bunch of reporters saying, Cam Jurgens is off of IR, that he is not off of IR. You would have to open up a roster spot for that to happen. Opening the 21-day practice window is not taking them off of IR. It means they have 21 days to practice, and in that time, they need to be taken off of IR. So if you see any of the media members trying to tell you, let them know that is not how these things work, and I'll be happily to help them again with all of the information they don't understand. So you can see, obviously anybody in green here, as always, is new to the roster this season, but anybody in red is out for this game. So you see the third string running back, and I've heard a lot of people, Rashad Penny's going to get the start now in this game. He's seeing the most reps, this, that, the other thing. I don't know where that's coming from. He has been a healthy scratch for almost every game. The last time he played was when Boston Scott was out. So he will suit up, but he's still going to be behind Swift and Gainwell on the depth chart. So look, for me, you guys know where I think we should be using him. I'm not against using him, and I think he should get, maybe 5 carries here. That'd be great. But I want to see his ass back at kick returner. So, it's been over 6 months of saying this, so I can't say it anymore. But other than that, you see receivers all good to go. Julio Jones now on the active roster. You see the tight ends there. Grant Calcaterra, he is out. So Albert O, he has been a healthy scratch this entire season. So looks like he could be someone that gets, not a healthy scratch, but we could also elevate that EJ Jenkins. If you think that maybe Albert O isn't going to do good enough and you think that Jenkins maybe learned enough in this time, we'll see. But, we talk about this offensive line and, I don't have it changed here, but you guys know exactly how I feel about Tyler Steen. And Tyler Steen needs to be the starting right guard. We'll see if the Eagles decide to continue starting Opeta because he's fully healthy. But for me, man, I cannot, if you guys watch this show, you know how much I've talked about Tyler Steen, and you know how weird it is for me when I have to wait like 6 months for the media to figure out who these players are. So I've been sitting here forever. I've even told you what my source told me. Thinking that Jeff Stoutland thinks this kid could be the next Brandon Brooks. And you sickos that have been tuning in, I know you're excited about Tyler Steen with me, but it is so weird to see, oh, my God, wait till you hear about this Tyler Steen kid. And, all these comments I keep getting, oh, wait till you hear about Tyler Steen. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, for over 6 months, the right guard of the future. Now you see exactly what I've been saying. And I always look forward to this time of the year when the media and fans finally start repeating everything I have said. So that means their Super Bowl predictions will be coming after this win versus Dallas. You're going to hear them all. Oh, I'll be the first to say the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl and building a dynasty, even though I heard a guy saying it for over a year. I love this time. I truly do. So you just wait. They're all going to be repeating me very soon here. Now, you can see on the defensive side of the ball, Roby out again. Now, The week prior, we had Scott starting. Last week, we had Sidney Brown in there. This week, I could see Rick's getting a start. So, yeah, we could have our 9th different starting secondary here. That in 9 games, that's pretty wild. But look, you need to use Rick's, you need to use Brown, Scott, all of the above. So Sidney Brown in certain situations, we've talked about it as that third safety, that big nickel. If you guys missed any of that stuff from before we drafted him or after we drafted him, if you guys have missed, a lot of people keep saying stuff. I don't know if all of my shows and everything I've been saying for 6 months got deleted, but yeah, there's information on all these young guys explaining why they're not all pro starters week 1, all that stuff that the media seems to get confused, but they will know their names soon enough, I promise you. Now, as I mentioned earlier, special teams unit, Boston Scott will be out. So for me, get Rashad Penny's ass back there. But one of the things they could do if they don't do that is elevate someone to take that job. And well, they did it before and he did horribly. And we all know Devin Allen just not that good. You see some casual fans and media members think, oh my God, he's fast, so he's good. And well, we've all seen that he's not. So look, I just think that maybe he gets brought up, but I wouldn't waste my time doing that. I would put Rashad Penny back there, but maybe it happens and the practice squad elevations will be tomorrow. Give you that information around 4 or 5 o'clock. But then you can see the full list. So 2 guys can be elevated for this game, but they don't have to elevate anyone. Could be one person. Last week, you saw it was just one person, Julio. Now he's on the active roster. So I'll keep you up to date with all that news tomorrow. But let's take a look now at the Cowboys and what they've got going on here and their status report. Clearly, we talked about it. They try to give themselves a long excuse list here to start the week. None of these guys were actually hurt, but they want their excuses here. So smart move by them. As you can see, though, only 4 people were actually banged up. 2 of them were full yesterday, and you had limited Chuma Odoga all week. He is questionable, and he is the backup to Tyron Smith. So that's some very intriguing news for them. We're going to definitely be watching out for that tomorrow and what's going on with their elevations, all that stuff, because it will be telling. Now, here are their reserves. These are the guys you will not see on this depth chart. So already a lot of guys out here, but you can see on offense, left tackle, and the backup there, questionable. So beyond that, they are healthy. Line's healthy. Their weapons are healthy. No excuses here for the Cowboys. But, obviously Tyron Smith, he was a late scratch last week. They definitely want to have him, one of the best left tackles in the game. One of my top matchups here, if these guys go out, oh, my Lord, we'll see who they elevate or what they do there. But very intriguing. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, we know Diggs is on IR, but Bland having himself a season. So, pretty much healthy. Van Der Esch actually went on IR a few weeks ago. Marquise Bell, we talked about him before the draft a couple of years ago. Versatile piece who played safety, but plays linebacker as well. I really like that kid. So, yeah, and something we talk about with Sidney Brown. I think we're going to work that linebacker room this week, though. So, here is the special teams unit. In case you missed any of this stuff throughout the week, nothing changed there. And then here are their practice squad candidates to be elevated. You've got Bostic there. Maybe he is elevated. I would assume he would be just with all the injuries they have. But you never know which way they will go here. Got a few offensive linemen on there. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is your game status report for week 9 for both the Eagles and the Cowboys. I would love to hear your thoughts down below, how you're feeling about this. Do you think Rashad Penny becomes the starter now? Is Albert O the starter now? I've seen the media trying wild things already. We really got to get them on board with learning how things work. But, hey, as long as they're figuring out who Tyler Steen is 9 weeks into the season, let's effing go! They're going to have to figure out who these Eagles are because I'm telling you, they will be repeating my Super Bowl prediction. If you are starting to feel the same way, if you feel like jumping on board, let me know down below. Let me know how you're feeling about this. Are you jumping on board with the Eagles here, or do you still think the media is right? This is the next Browns, this team. We need to trade and fire everyone. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you're having a great Friday. I'll be back, you sickos, later tonight for Fan Friday, taking all your questions and comments, and I'm looking forward to this one because finally, no more. We got to trade for everyone. We got to trade our whole team. Yeah, baby. But people have found a new loophole. Now they're saying, well, we got to extend everyone. Season's over if we don't extend. I love the whininess, I do, but you sickos, you keep showing up. We'll get that energy rising, and they will all be Eagles fans before you know it. I promise you Write it down. Have yourselves a great Friday. Hope to see you later. But until then, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!